Negative thinking is stopping you from elevating in life. Not your background, not your circumstances, not your lack of resources, the way you assume the worst before it even happens. If your mind is constantly working against you, how can your life work for you? Hi guys, welcome back to the Primrose channel. I'm Primrose and this is your safe space for healing, self-care and rediscovery. Today we are going to talk about how to shift negative thinking before it becomes your identity. Because your thoughts shape your reality whether you realize it or not. Let's get into it. Most people don't even realize how negative their inner dialogue is. I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. And when you repeat these thoughts long enough, they stop becoming thoughts. They stop feeling like just thoughts. They actually start feeling like facts. When something feels like a fact, you start acting accordingly. You know when you tell your mind like, oh, I'm always late. I'm gonna be late anyway. Then it actually starts being a fact. You actually start being late all the time because you have programmed your brain in believing that this is who you are. Your brain only works according to what you tell it. So for example, if you believe that you're bad with money, you avoid stopping yourself from learning how to be good with money. And for example, if you believe that you're unattractive, you start avoiding social interactions, social spaces where you bump into other people. You believe that you're incapable of doing something, you stop trying, you stop pushing yourself to the best of your abilities of what you can be. Or of whom you can be. Not because you lack potential, but because you convince yourself that you do. Elevation requires belief, and belief starts in your mind. It starts on the things that you say with your mouth. It starts with training what comes out of your mouth. So you train your thoughts to believe every word that you say about yourself. It's important to address the negative thoughts when they happen. Don't ignore them. Don't downplay it. And here's where most people get it wrong. They just think, oh, I just have to start thinking positively. And that usually doesn't work because you don't heal by pretending. You heal by confronting your demons, your worst fears. So ask yourself, what negative thoughts do I continuously say about myself or have I made myself believe over the years? Like what negative thoughts do I continuously repeat about myself? So things like I'm lazy, not smart, I'm too old for that now, I don't deserve success. And most of the time, some of these things are simple things that you can change. For example, if you think you're overweight or you don't like how you look, what certain steps can I input to change that? I can go to the gym. I can start eating healthy. I can start going out for regular walks. Implement some of these healthy changes because you can change that. If you feel like you're big, you're overweight, you cannot stay big and overweight. You can only stay big and overweight if you don't have a plan. So if you can change it, take action, change it. And if you can't, accept it and be okay with it. But either way, stop attacking yourself for it. Stop using that as a way to shape a character that you don't have. You're unique the way you are, but start speaking to yourself with a bit of kindness, with a bit of love. Because growth requires responsibility, not self-hatred. So it's important to work on your mindset daily because your mindset is like a muscle. If you don't train it, and also if you constantly consume negative news all the time, negative people, constantly you're involved in negative conversations, your outlook in life becomes negative. I'm someone that I'm very wary with the sort of things that I expose myself to, especially social media. I think a couple of weeks ago, there were all these Epstein files and all these things going around. I literally made a decision that I wasn't going to read or look. Anything that comes on my timeline, I'll click the three dots, click and put, I don't want to see this type of news or content because I'm making a self-decision for myself that I do not want to be consumed with a lot of negativity. And that has to go for the same for you, for your life. You have to make a choice. If I'm around a certain person, do they drain my energy? Do I leave that person feeling like, oh my God, I feel so drained, I wish I didn't? Then if that's the case, reevaluate that situation and avoid going into those spaces that leave you drained. Because one thing about negative thinking, if you think negatively or if you're a negative person, it shows. It shows in your posture, it shows with the way you speak, it shows in your decisions in life, your energy, and people can actually feel it. I don't know about you. If you go around someone that is so negative, there is just this feeling that you just feel. It's like a big elephant in the room. You just know, oh my God, I'm around this person, and it just drains you. So if you're a negative person, things like this show up. Other people can feel it too. Start small. Practice gratitude. When you wake up in the morning, even though you know like things are not going well in your life, start being grateful. Grateful that I'm alive. Grateful that I have a house. Grateful that I have a job. Even though you might not like the job, just be grateful, because in this economy, things are tough. You know, your problem right now is probably someone else's miracle, right? So just be grateful that you have a job, you have a child, because there's other people out there that don't have kids or that have been trying to have kids. And I know everyone else's situation is different, but a positive mind starts with you being grateful for the little things that you have. And also learn to catch yourself every time you want to think a negative thought, or every time you want to become negative. Instead of going, oh, what if this goes wrong? Replace it with, what if it goes right? And if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Then you applaud yourself for trying. So everything starts with small changes. And I think one of the issues with negative thinking, if you want to train your mind from thinking negative to thinking positive, is to try to do 10 steps ahead. So like you go from doing nothing and expecting perfection, because small goals builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence, and confidence helps to reduce negative thinking. Because here's the thing, when you constantly start accomplishing small little tasks, you prove to yourself that I can do these things. And then when you feel like you can do these things, you get more confident in doing those small little things. And every small win challenges negative thinking in your head. It challenges every negative thought you have in your head, because you are showing up for yourself and you're proving to yourself that you can do these things. And no, guys, I'm not saying you need a dramatic transformation. You just need consistency. So stop negative talk. Be careful with the words that you say about yourself. I read this book called The 4 Agreements, and one of the agreements is called being impeccable with your word. And I think a lot of people think this means, oh, being quite cautious with how you speak to people. No, being impeccable with your word, it means how you speak to yourself or how you speak about yourself. Because if you continuously say, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm a failure, your mind listens and your subconscious believes it. And then your actions follows accordingly. Because if you think about it, you would never speak to someone you love in that way. So why is it okay for you to say those comments to yourself? So always correct yourself. So if you find yourself saying, oh, I'm so terrible at this, just say, no, I'm learning. And eventually I will get it right. So negative thinking is not who you are. It's a habit. The habits can be changed. Address your thoughts, change what you can, and accept what you cannot change. Because some of the things I've spoken in here on this video, you might think, oh, Primus, I actually can't change it. And if you can't change it, that's okay. Accept it and learn to live with it. Set small goals and be careful with the words that you speak about yourself. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video as much as I had, I feel like I was also talking to myself. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you've watched this video to the end and you have not subscribed, why? Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. And another thing, I upload every Sunday at 8 p.m. So yeah, see you guys in my next video. Bye.